So there are two different ways that tornadoes develop, essentially. The primary way during our severe weather season is what's called a supercell tornado, and that's where you see the humongous cumulonimbus clouds. And what you need for tornadic development is what's called shear, and that's a shifting of the wind. So in a supercell tornado, you have these winds that go up, you have the winds that go down, you have the jet stream winds that are screaming across. And so all these switches of the wind basically create rotation in the cloud. And when we cover you severe weather-wise, and we're doing this wall-to-wall, I often use what's called the velocity data. You've probably heard me talk about this. It's a green and red color code, and it shows you which way the winds are going in the storm. And the way that we can see where there's a tornado in a supercell type of environment is because the winds are going to be going a different direction up in the cloud. Now, these could be 40, 50,000 feet up, and the radar sees that. It's very different. So this will produce a tornado, of course, up in the cloud and then produce it down at the ground. A non-supercell tornado is what we, or supercell funnel cloud at least, is what we saw today, develops totally different. And this is why the radar didn't pick up anything. You actually have, in a situation like this, you have the rotation that starts down at the surface. Could be a little cold air, a little gust front. On a much, much smaller scale, picture a dust devil, how that starts at the surface. It starts at the surface, not up in the cloud, and then when the cloud moves over, if there's any updraft at all, it kind of sucks that up and you get a tornado. Now, when the radar, you may have looked at your Ohio weather app and said, what is going, it's all just light green. These cloud tops today, as they work through in Pickaway County, were only at about 23,000 feet, where supercell tornadoes can be up 50,000 feet. So when the radar was shooting out and looking into this cloud here, it saw no rotation at all because the rotation started at the surface and then kind of came up into the cloud. That is why there was no tornado warning issued on that. The sirens went off because the law enforcement saw the funnel cloud and then they triggered the emergency manager to do the sirens. But that is the difference. These are two completely different types of ways tornadoes form. This is what we had today. Not a severe thunderstorm with a supercell tornado. I hope that makes sense. I know I went at it a little bit quick there, but that's what we had today. Tomorrow we have that possibility of some stronger to severe storms. We'll talk about that in our 7-day forecast coming up in just a bit, guys.
All right, very interesting there, Bill. Thank you very much.